Conor McGregor, did you see what he said last week? He said, I've been kept from my living for 3 years now. Understand that. I came through what I came through. I'm sitting on an injury and the loss. Imagine what that does. You hear what Alexander Volkanovski said. I relate. I must return to my way of living. Gave it one of them. This is my job. So it's beyond frustrating. I just want the date. My date, please. I have thoughts. I will kick it to the panel. I will kick it to the panel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of which way to take this, Mike.
But he came out the USADA testing pool and got juiced up majorly. He had an injury. You can't then start bitching and go, I haven't had a date.
I've been kept from my living.
I'll kick it to the panel.
I hope that he's pinching pennies and really getting his burn rate down a little bit.
Lamborghini Jets.
I'm sorry he got injured. I don't want anybody to get hurt. You pulled yourself out of the testing pool. It is what it is. That's your fault.
Finish it with kick it to Adam.
And I'll
kick it to the panel. You're a
kicking
fence-sitting little bitch over there, Mr. Catchwell. I never thought I'd say those words.
Listen, I'm just listening to you two. I actually saw Conor talking that, and it confuses me. The whole thing confuses me, the conversation, the narrative. Everybody knows what happened. Everybody knows, and I don't think anybody begrudges. When you have an injury like that, nobody begrudges anybody taking care of yourself to make sure you can walk again and get yourself full fit. Do what you need to do. I've always said that. Yep. Do what you need to do. But then when you want to get back into competition, do what every other athlete does. You enter the pool, you go through the right protocols, and then you can get yourself back in the game. Now, we're led to believe that's what he's done now, hasn't he? So I don't understand what the conversation is anymore. We're back in the game. We've got a period of time until he's going to be okay and giving the thumbs up. Then you'll get your date, and then we'll rock and roll. Listen, it's going to happen, isn't it? February, March, April, sometime next year, whenever he's allowed to do his thing, he'll be back in the game. But regarding being kept from the craft, okay, from a psychological point of view, I understand it. He's a fighting man. He wants to fight. I get that. But from a financial point of view, I think he's okay. I
hope so. I mean, if he needs, here's.
And you lend him a tenner.
I'll throw him one. I
think he's okay.
I don't want to rehash all the stuff that we already got into it with Conor. Me and Mike we were the receivers of his verbal bullets. But the whole issue the whole time was I just didn't know we could do that. I would have loved to jump out of the pool and do whatever I had to do to get healthy.
Was that never said? Nobody said that you could do that. Like, for example, from
we didn't know that was possible.
Like from Chris Weidman point of view, for example,
that's been my whole point. That's been my whole point. Poor Chris Weidman has had surgery after infection, after failure. There's no. You mean to tell me that there's not a lot of things Chris Weidman could have taken advantage of? He was out 3 years anyways, just from the injury. So. There's not a lot,
and that should have been the priority. The health is the priority. At the end of the day, go away from fighting. Do whatever you need to do. Go and be.
We just didn't know that was an option. We didn't know that was a fucking thing.
Now hold on, playing devil's advocate though, and it's fair. No, but it's true though, and because you've got to look at both sides of it, right? And I understand what you're saying. And Chris Weidman, that might have been the best course of action for him. Sounds like it would have been, right? Without question. Same for yourself. Anderson Silva, who knows? Maybe he did do that. We know he had issues when he came back and he started popping.
Right.
For Chris Weidman or even yourself, we got to look at this, right? McGregor, obviously with his wealth that he has, I'm sure he has access to the very best doctors. To be fair, it would be doctors that typically the UFC would direct him towards, or maybe he has his own. Paradigm Sports Management, Auditor, they know all the big players in the NFL, basketball, etc. So maybe they went to some specialist, right? That was probably a doctor that said, you need to take X, Y, and Z,
of course,
to get back to where you were. So if you weren't informed, if Weidman wasn't informed, then it's I'm saying it's not McGregor. Saying it's not McGregor's fault.
Well, I have.
No, I don't think it is.
No, I've been in situations where they're like, this could help you heal faster. We could deal with this, and this. And I've always had to say, I can't take, look at this fucking list. I can't take it. Like, it's on this list of banned substances. I can't take it. They're like, well, this is a normal pharmaceutical drug that we give to average people all the time. Well, it's considered a performance enhancer. I can't take it. And then we just move on. I think if
could you not have a conversation at the time then to say, listen, I'm talking now back with the UFC, to then say, listen, guys, my leg's fucked. I need to do this. I'm coming out the pool to do X, Y, and Z. And then once I'm fit and healthy, I'll go through the proper protocols and get back into the pool.
Well, I just don't think anybody knew that was an option. I think you get the list, you see everything that's illegal, and you're like, all right, well, I can't take that. We just move on and just try something else. Again, I don't think I've ever faulted Conor for doing that. I think that the secret part of it, how it's very quiet and kind of under the rug a little bit, and then nobody talks about it. And I think it would have helped a lot of people if he would have said, listen, my leg was, and he did in ways, he just wasn't super clear about it. Just say, like, there's some things on that list that really would help a lot of us heal faster, heal better, without giving us any performance enhancing effects long term. So maybe, I'm going to pull myself out so that I'm not failing, or I'm not doing something that everyone else that's actively competing are allowed to do. Let me get myself healthy, and then I'll come back when I'm good. I'll do all the right protocols. I'll sit out for 6 months. I'll give the clean test, and then I'll fight. I think a lot of us would have been like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't have anything to say, but it was like the snaking around that was weird about it, and that no one actually knew until some internet sleuth happened to figure out that Conor hadn't been tested in like 10 months or something. Like, well, that's weird. How come? Then they say,
but
well,
that's a big thing. Is it? It is a big. It is. Well. To be fair, again, I'm not here to sit and defend Conor McGregor. Far from it. Do you know what I mean? We all know that. I don't.
Well, maybe that's none of our fucking business.
I'm not the biggest fan. No, but that's what I was going to say. It's nobody else's. It's nobody else needs to know about your private health. You know what I mean? That's one of the most sensitive, confidential matters on planet Earth. Your doctor will be sued for sharing that with other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for him to get online and be like, hey, everyone, I'm coming out the testing pool. Mind your own fucking business. I'm dealing with an injury. I don't mean you. I mean one.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, like, word on the street is, according to the internet sleuths, is that TJ Dillashaw's probably doing the same thing right now. You know what I mean? And again, and maybe this creates this loophole where people start doing this now. You know what I'm saying? But again, you're taking time out of the testing pool. Then you've got to come back. Then you've got to do 6 months. You're taking time away from your prime earnings as well. So I guess there's a give and a take, because we don't know how good Conor's going to be when he comes back. If he does come back and beat Michael Chandler and then go on and fights Makhachev like DC wants, which probably will happen, God bless it. But so far, the track record has shown when people come back with those leg breaks, the future's not bright.
No.
The future has not been orange,